So good morning. My name is Jeremy Martin, and I wanted to welcome everybody to EchothisLabs.com. Echothis Labs is a rebrand from the original CSI Linux Academy. The reason why we did this is to bring a little bit more gamification, immersion into simulations within the world of Echothis. Within Echothis, there's 4 genres that we're going to be focusing on. One is going to be real-world situations, which are going to be very similar to what's happening in our world. We have noir, so more of an older PI type style. We have cyberpunk futuristic, and then an apocalyptic realm. With that being said, the reason why we're doing this is to make it more immersive, more engaging, give it a little bit more openness for developing some of these simulations and essentially gamifying the educational realm. So we do have a podcast already. It's called Lumen Radio. The first few episodes are going to be the Manifesto of OSINT, but there's definitely going to be a lot more audio, radio station to, again, give a little bit more immersion into it as well. With that being said, if you go down a little bit further, we have, of course, within Echothis, if you do want to volunteer, help us build out this environment. We have a storyline, so we have multiple factions. Each faction is going to focus on a very specific type of criminal element to do the investigation. So the storyline is going to be based off of the criminal side, and then the simulations or lab environments are going to be focused on investigating those type of activities. So we definitely have a storyline coming out. We have templates that are going to be there. We are going to be using Twine. Twine is kind of like one of those old Zort type games. So it's a choose your own adventure. But that does help us branch out or make a branching type of environments to where when you're going through a specific situation, what would you do? And then if you pick a wrong choice, it'd be more educational. And then some choices are better than others. So again, that ties more into the engagement and gamification. So with that being said, I do also want to talk about some of the other content, such as courses. So we did see some of the courses at the bottom. The one that is free for everybody is going to be the CSI Linux Certified Investigator. So this specific one, this course is, think of it as more of a CSI Linux 101. So it teaches you a little bit more about how CSI Linux works, the kind of content inside of it, how to use it, and then it is the baseline also of the majority of the other certifications. Each one of the certifications within Echothis Labs also comes with a free course. So if you buy the voucher for the certification, you get a course that comes with it. Same thing with CSI Linux Certified Investigator. Again, it's a certification and then does come with a course. So I'm going to open this up a little bit more, give us a little bit more real estate. So these are the modules that we're going to see within inside of the CSIL-CI, or CSI Linux Certified Investigator. So again, each one of these has its own materials that you're going to go through. And at the very end, you do have a certificate of completion, and then there is the certification exam. So all of the modules within the CSI Linux Certified series is going to have a certification of completion, or certificate of completion, and a certification exam at the end. So by finishing the course, of course, you get the cert of completion, but you do have to pass the exam, and almost all the exams, you have to get an 85% or higher to finish or to pass. Once you pass, you get a certification. Certifications, for most of them, are going to be for a 3-year period of time. There are 2 courses, though. You can go back to the very beginning. Go down to the bottom, get a list of some of the courses. The CSIL, or CSI-CI, for the Certified Investigator, This one does expire on a yearly basis because the operating system continuously changes. One other one that does also expire once a year is going to be the instructor. And the biggest reason is there's certain methods that we're going to be changing. Materials, slides, things in that area. For the instructor side, that will be changing once a year. And this helps ensure that anybody that's going to be teaching any of these courses in person or even online are going to be up to date with not only CSI Linux, but also the materials within each one of the courses themselves. However, you can go back here real quick. If you do get access to some of the main certification courses, this is one of our more popular ones. It's the CSI Linux Certified OSINT Analyst, or CSIL-COA. Again, this does have content related to basic open source intelligence gathering, investigations, covers things like laws, ethics, investigation. And again, each one of these are also going to have their own quizzes per module to help everybody learn in that aspect as well. And then also simulations and labs. Again, towards the very end, have certificate of completion, and of course the CSIL-COA exam. These exams, besides the first two we talked about, which would be the instructor and the CSI Linux Certified Investigator, these are going to last for 3 years. Again, same basic principle. Each one of these modules does have certain things to go through. So again, just going to go quick item. So some of the basics, some of the main material, and then of course some supplemental material. Quick quiz, and then here, this is one of our twine scenarios. But outside that, within again, Echothis Labs or echothislabs.com, the whole purpose of this is we are going to try to build more immersion into the education environment, try to make it more fun, and then have it more kind of like a D&D or Dungeons and Dragons type scenario or role-playing game type scenario. So there's a lot of stuff going on in the back end. If you did want to help evolve this world, a world of Echothis, there's a volunteering document at the very bottom here. Click on that and you can go ahead and send that to us at CSIL-Linux.com or support at CSIL-Linux.com or even support at EchothisLabs.com. And then outside that, in the future, we will have a brochure that covers the factions, some of the main players in the factions, and also, essentially, we're going to be producing an Echothis compendium. And this compendium is going to cover everything from the basics of what the world's supposed to be like, the different genres, different resources, and things in that aspect. And one last thing I did want to cover. So within the site itself, at this point we do have some extra content. And this extra content, I believe, so give me just a second, let's go back real quick. So I do have two screens going on. We do have some content related to resources within Echothis. So at the very top here, so we have under Echothis here, we have the again, very top mid portion of the web page. We have content related to, again, this is where some of the factions can be, some of the genres, storylines. But we also have stuff related to resources that you can use within your storytelling environment too. So of course we have some audio. Some of the audio is done by some of the members within our group. And then some of it is going to be done by AI. Mainly, again, focused on cybersecurity, a little bit of Echothis, a couple of them talk about CSIL Linux, but the majority of them are going to be related to the environment itself. So in this instance, we have content that we're going to be related. We're also going to have some things that will be able to be downloadable to the public as well. And then, of course, images, graphics, and then videos that you can also use, again, within your storytelling when you're developing certain types of material. One thing I do want to mention, because this is educational, we did go with the owl theme. So that's why you see almost all the suspects, the potential victims, or people of interest, persons of interest, owls of interest, are going to be owl focused. So there's going to be a lot of owl related names, like we have cartowels instead of cartels. We have the malware instead of malware. And then, of course, most of these are going to be, or almost all of them are AI generated. So the biggest thing is, again, trying to make it as immersive as possible, but still have the educational feel, so we can have as much engagement and entertainment, but also learning with even real world scenarios as we can without encroaching on potential privacy rights, things in that area. But outside that, again, welcome to Echothis Labs. Appreciate you coming by, and look forward to creating a great future with you guys. Thank you much.